same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas.
Good morning, babies. It's Wednesday morning. Oh my God. So, first of all, let me say my apologies for missing out on you guys yesterday. But today I got something I want to share with you guys. We're going to talk about identifying our pains today. We're talking about our series, Behind the Eyes of a Broken Heart. So, today I wanted to come and talk to you about being able to identify our problems. Now, here's something I want to say to you guys is that even though we have these tools, if we're not in a place where we're ready to receive the information, sometimes these things can go right over our head. But if you have the time this morning, I want you to sit down somewhere with your coffee. Take a break for a few minutes if you can. And perhaps you're driving in your car this morning. I want you to really think about this message that I'm about to deliver. Now, I'm delivering you this message myself from a place of pain. But pain, what do they say? No gain, no pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. In fact, I think I will make that the title of this video. So, no pain, no gain. So, listen, you know, I've learned throughout my life that most often my most major changes in my life have come at a time where I have been reached my wits end. You ever heard the old saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired? That is usually where we make very profound changes in our life. And I had an opportunity in my life lately to be able to take some time out, which is very important, guys. It's very important to take some time out and be able to spend some time with yourself so you can identify what's going on. And when I say take some time out, I don't mean just isolate yourself from people, but also isolate yourself from your habits. Isolate yourself from anything that's distracting you from dealing with your pain. See, we want you to deal with your pain when you go isolate because it's important for you to deal with your pain because once you are able to identify where the pain is coming from, you are then equipped with what you need to get rid of the pain. When you can identify where your pain is coming from, it's like getting a painkiller. Okay? You just got a big injection of painkillers into your body because now that you know where the root is, you can pull it up and get it out your way. So let's talk about that today. Oftentimes in our lives, we go through things and it's almost like our life is like a hamster wheel where we just keep on having the same experiences, the same people, the same circumstances. Yes, the circumstances may vary from person to person slightly, but very slightly. I mean, at the end of the day, the result is always the same: heartache and pain. You are always heartbroken and in pain because of relationships in our life. I want to talk to you about that today. One of the biggest ways that we can identify our pains is through relationships. Whew, man, I got to take a deep breath on this one myself, babies, because this one is deep. Through relationships, we can start to trauma trace and identify where our pain is coming from. So let me explain. I'm an example girl, so here we go. You experience pain where you feel like, again, I'll tell you a good one, people pleasing. And people think, oh, people pleasing means you do. You know what? You can be a people pleaser without even recognizing it. Because just because you don't agree with everything someone says, or you're bold enough to make your own decisions and lead your own way, that doesn't exempt you from the people pleasers club. Think about that for a second. Let me say this again because me myself fell into this category for a while in making the assumption that I wasn't a people pleaser because I am bold enough to speak my own mind. I do not follow in crowds. I am a leader to that respect. But yet and still, there are many ways in my life where I have become a people pleaser so that I didn't even recognize it. I had not even recognized it. If you find yourself in relationships where you're constantly trying to prove to somebody who you are or what you bring to the table or how amazing y'all would be as a couple, if I know a lot of you guys that listen to me came to me through the whole twin flame journey, and you've had love experiences that I've canceled a lot of you on. So let's take relationships like that as an example. Okay, many of you call me with the stories about being gaslit by men or being put in a third party or being manipulated, having your self-esteem toyed with. Many of you have experienced that, whether you and I have talked about it or not. Most every woman can say we've experienced that at one point in time in our life. So the thing I want to talk about today is, why are we allowing those things to happen? Those things right there are a pure indication of you not loving you properly, you not believing that you're worthy, you not believing that the other person is the prize and you're not. That's where our mindset is. And if the other person wasn't the prize, why would we be chasing it so bad? Okay? You never see the prize chasing the recipient. It's always the other way around. We all want to be winners. We all want to be in first place. We all want to be number one. And so we race for that. We compete for that. But the number one place stays in the number one place. It doesn't go around chasing people. So that's how we have to view ourselves. All of us want to walk around wearing the crowns, calling ourselves queens and divine feminines and boss girls and chicks and ladies and this, that, and the third. But who are you really on the inside? We can all put on the red bottoms and carry the Louis Vuitton purses and have the, Brazilian weave down to our ass and have on the cutest suits and look like $1,000,000 on the outside. But those same women are jumping off cliffs every day, taking their lives right now. So my question to you is, forget about what's going on the outside. What are we really looking like on the inside? If you that boss chick, are you presenting that boss chick in your relationships? Or are you presenting that inner self that feels insecure, that feels unworthy, that feels like they got to compete and chase to be in the number one spot? Come on now. I know y'all hear me this morning. This is resonating big time. Okay, let me say that one more time so that can sink in for the people in the back that didn't hear me. Okay, so what I'm saying is, when the number one spot, okay, the person or the prize, however you want to resonate with it this morning, they don't ever move. They sit back and let the recipients compete to take a spot next to them. And we as women, all calling ourselves queens and bosses and divine feminines and this, that, and the third, we come into these relationships looking like that on the outside, but we present ourselves as this insecure recipient that must compete and chase for the number one spot. My God, Lord have mercy. This is beautiful this morning. I'm really soaking this in with y'all this morning. This is a morning nugget even for me. So what I'm saying this morning, ladies, gentlemen, wherever you may be in this spot this morning, we got to start taking a look at our relationships to be able to trace our traumas and see where our emotions are leading us down the wrong paths. Okay, we got to really be able to do that because, I had the opportunity to sit back this time that I took this time out, and I really took this time out. I cut off a whole bunch of conversations and people clacking and whacking and telling me about what this person's doing, and who cares? I had the opportunity to really shut down, and during that shutdown period, I realized that, again, all the pain that I'm in, I was causing it myself. All the pain that I'm in, I was causing it. Why? Because I'm shrinking myself around my friends. I'm shrinking myself around family members. I'm chasing and competing for the number one spot in some man's life. You know what I'm saying? Those things, We all want to say, oh, I'm healed, I'm this, I'm that. But let's take a good look. Let's be honest with ourselves, y'all, because I didn't get to where I am by lying to myself. I didn't get to where I am by worrying about what Susie, Larry, and Tom is doing. I got where I am by doing the damn work. And I don't really care what nobody thinks or says about me at this point in my life, because people going to always run their trap from behind, because that's what people love to do. They love to sit behind you and talk about who do you think you are. I think that I am amazing, and obviously you do too. So all I'm saying here today, babies, is that we have to have that attitude. Stop dumbing yourself down for the enemy. Stop dimming your light for the people who are scared to make theirs shine. Stop it. And we can stop breaking our own hearts. Again, this thing about behind the eyes of a broken heart. This time what we doing is we stepping back and we looking at our own lives and identifying where the broken pieces are so we can become whole again. So we can become whole again. We got to take a look at what we really doing. People call me and go, oh, my son is disrespecting me. My mama's doing this. My sister's doing that. My co-workers is doing this. No. The conversation should go a little something like this. Oh, I'm allowing my sister to talk to me like I'm crazy. I let all the men in my life put me in some type of competition phase or make me side pieces or whatever, but I'm certainly not satisfied in that arena. I allow my mother to use me and treat me like I'm nothing. That's how that conversation should go. We can never blame other people for anything going on in our lives. We must learn to take responsibility for our own actions, whether we like it or not. At the end of the day, I get so tired of the world trying to make it seem like it's so easy for us to solve our problems by just being positive or just by practicing the secret or positive visualization and positive affirmations. And you can run your lips all you want to. But if within your heart you don't believe none of that shit coming out of your mouth, you will not manifest, not any of it. In order to manifest, you got to really feel that shit. You got to know it. It's got to be within the core of your soul and your system in order for you to manifest it. This is why we can see so much sorrow, so much pain, so much lack in our lives, because we feel that shit deep down. Deep down. So this morning, I'm asking y'all to be honest. Look behind the eyes of your own broken heart and ask yourself, how can we fix these broken pieces? Please don't let me ruin my Oscar moment because I have not dealt with my broken pieces. Something to think about. We got to start dealing with our broken pieces, y'all. Okay, mental health is the new wealth, period. Mental health is the new wealth. It is the elephant in the room we can no longer ignore. Fix yourself. Start looking at yourself and saying, what can I do? How can I change my very own existence? And stop waiting for Prince Charming to come riding up on some white horse and make you feel better. Stop waiting on your paycheck to get bigger. Stop waiting on you to get smaller. Start living today and start making people put some respect on your name. Stop worrying about what anybody thinks about what you're doing or ain't doing. As long as you doing you and you and the Lord is happy with what you're doing, you don't give two scraps about what nobody else thinks or says. You can't find two fucks to give nowhere. Because at the end of the day, we're going to die with people talking about us. So why worry about that? Why let it stop you? Why let it scare you? It's time to fix your broken pieces. Look behind the eyes of your own heart and say, woo, what is going on here? Repair yourself. Take some time out and take a good look at who you are and where you are and see if that's where you want to go. Or are you headed exactly where you just came from? Are you repeating cycles over and over and over again? Because you haven't learned what you needed to learn in these cycles, so they keep repeating themselves. Because that's how it works. You don't get to graduate if you can't pass the test. Period. Wow. Now that's another deep one right there. You don't get to graduate if you can't pass the test. Y'all better let that soak in this morning. Okay, y'all better let that soak in this morning. I'm coming to you deep this morning from my heart and my soul because, again, I share my journey with y'all. All of these things that I'm teaching you guys, I'm learning it with you. That's why I get so sick and tired of people sitting up on their high horses, judging people for what they do because you haven't dealt with your own junk. And so you take up the time that you should be focusing on yourself, worrying about what somebody is or ain't doing. It's not your business. Why do you care so much? You care so much because you're insecure, you're jealous, and you're envious. And you need to pray that spirit up off you, baby. You need to pray that spirit up off you because it don't look good on you. That's one look right there. I don't care how you slice it. It don't look good on you now. It ain't never looked good on you, and it never will look good on you. Now, I'm tired of coming on here sugarcoating these messages, trying to make them sound cute and pretty for y'all. At the end of the day, we need to get real with what's really going on. And what's really going on is this society is hurting. Society is one big-ass emotional train wreck. And we make up society so we can only fix society by worrying about the man in the mirror and stop worrying about all the damn people around you. Worry about the person in the mirror because I'm sure that person needs some attention. I'd be willing to bet my last dollar on the fact that whoever you are, you need some attention. Willing to admit it or not, you need some attention. We got to get it together, y'all. We got to get it together. We got to start looking at ourselves and figuring out what we doing to keep the pieces broken. When God stops you, sometimes we have these tower moments in our life where God will put the brakes on your whole life. Your money will get funny. Your friends will start falling off. Everything will start getting, you trying to figure out what's going on. God is knocking at the door. He's saying, let me in. Let me in. I'm knocking. I need to talk to you. It's urgent. Okay? It's your soul. Apparently, you forgot who I am for you. You forgot how I operate because you have gotten totally off track. You have taken the system out of context. Now, I don't know what to do no more because you're filling me up with all of this sorrow and pain and disappointment and lack. I don't know how to operate like that. The soul needs love. The soul needs harmony. The soul needs peace. The soul needs balance in order to keep your mind at peace, at harmony, and at balance. And your mind needs that to keep your body at peace, at soul, and at balance. It all works together, y'all. But it starts at the soul level because that's where we suppress our pain is deep within our soul. We hide that pain. We're not only dealing with pain from this lifetime, but past lifetimes. You dragging stuff that you suppressed down in your soul that you didn't deal with the last time, and you drug it right back into this life with you to fix it this time. Are you going to fix it or are you going to keep dragging? It's time for we get it together, all of us, the whole society. Nobody, everybody. Look at our governments. Look at our governments. You got governments over there starting senseless wars, just kill hundreds and thousands of women and children and innocent families for no reason whatsoever. Destroyed all types of housing and resources and everything else, caused gas to skyrocket all across the world. Right after we just got through with a pandemic that wiped out more than a third of the world, and then you come back with a senseless war like this? Look at our government. You had Trump up there in the president office just putting shame on the office. Just putting complete shame on the office. But we don't want to pay attention to our mental health. You don't think it's mental health that caused this man to start that war? You don't think it's mental health that caused Trump to get up there and embarrass the United States of America? That's all mental health. That's all these people crying out for help. Will Smith at the Oscars will cry out for help. Kanye West will cry out for help. August Alsina will cry out for help. And we've lost so many who cried out for help. Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Christy, Bobby Christina. They were crying out for help, and all the people in their society did for them is feed them the very drug that was killing them. And that drug doesn't always have to be a narcotic. It could be sex. It could be a relationship. It could be food. It could be a number of things. But you enable people by not forcing them to deal with their emotional baggage. Do yourself a favor. If you got kids, have a sit down today with your kids and shut your fucking mouth and let your kids talk and tell you how they truly feel without you offering your opinion about how you think they're supposed to live their life, what they're supposed to do, who they're supposed to love. I want you to just sit down today and let your kids just go. And you don't say a damn word. And let your child tell you how they're hurting. Let your child tell you what you're doing to destroy them. Because after all, didn't your mama and daddy and the people who raised you, didn't they contribute to your destruction? So do you want to keep repeating the cycle, or do you want to be the person in your family that breaks this curse? Time, y'all. It's time. My job, and I don't care who likes it and I don't care who don't, but my job is to spread the word about us getting our head right, okay? And not with no alcohol, no booty, or no blunt. I'm talking about getting our head right, by getting in the mirror and dealing with what we really see, by taking off the mask and looking at who we really see in the mirror. And if you don't like it, I challenge you to do something about it. I challenge you to look behind the eyes of your broken heart. You want to be successful? You want to be a millionaire? Fix your heart. That's what's stopping you from getting there. That broken heart is creating doubt. That broken heart is creating lack. So if you want to be in whatever you want to be in life, fix your heart first. Because I don't care how many schools you've been to. It's people out there who got all kinds of degrees and can't get shit together because their heart is broken. I don't care how many classes you take, how many books you read. It won't matter until you fix those broken pieces and become whole. All right, guys, y'all know I love bringing you these messages. Okay, this has been a good one this morning. I hope you guys took this in. I really do. I could be on this soapbox all day, and I don't want to hold you because this is supposed to be a morning nugget. So I don't want to go on and on and on to the break of dawn. But I do love y'all to pieces, and I want y'all to get this, man, because every time I go through another milestone in my life, every time I reach another milestone of discovering what's wrong with Sherri and how to fix Sherri, it feels so good. It feels so good because I am determined to be the best Sherri I can be before they put me 6 foot under. And I give it my best every day. There is no breaks for me when it comes to living my best life. Okay, I take that very serious. I want you to start taking living your best life as serious as you do about making sure you got something to drink or something to eat or something to smoke or somebody to screw every day. You know how we got our habits that we make sure we got that every day. I want you to take you living your best life that seriously. Man, y'all, we got to get it together and we going to get it together. We are going to get it together. I believe in you. I trust you. I know you're going to do this. I am your coach, the mental pain healer, Sherri Hill, here to share with you yet another amazing morning nugget. I am going to start doing a lot of good things with you guys on this channel. I'm just trying to get it together. We've been doing some work. That's why you guys didn't get a video yesterday. I apologize, but we were up to 4 o'clock in the morning working. So anyway, stay tuned. Some beautiful things are on the way. We're about to do some amazing things. I will give you the tools to get there, but hey, I am only the tour guide. I can get you there to the water, but I cannot make you take a drink. That, my love, is up to you. So I hope you drown in it. It's how I feel. Okay. I hope when I get you to the pond, you take so much of it, you drown in it. That's because you got to drown in knowledge, babies. You got to drown in the knowledge of what you need, the tools you need to fix your broken pieces. All right. So until tomorrow morning, mwah, I love you guys to death, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. This is your tease coach, Sherri Hill. And until tomorrow morning, peace and hair grease.